Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, the 9th of February. Here we go. First of all, please remember that it's Rosh Chodesh, starting Monday night into Tuesday, and Tuesday night into Wednesday. Now we're going to continue with our laws about returning a food to where it was cooking on Shabbos. Yesterday we listed 5 preconditions that must be met in order for you to be able to return something to a cooking spot in the middle of Shabbos. Now what we're going to add today is, what if somebody wants to return something onto a hot plate? First of all, if you're going to return something onto a hot plate, I mean the official thing that's called a hot plate, that plugs in and everything. So if you want to return onto that, first of all, there should be silver foil covering up the hot plate, because that will act as the official covering that we all say in all halachic things, that you can't return on something where the fire is kind of like exposed. I know you don't see the fire, it's all electric, but silver foil would be considered covering the thing, and that's how we like to do it. And since most hot plates officially can reach the status of hot enough to cook something, therefore all the 5 preconditions that we said yesterday about things that you have to, like, let's say, make sure that the food is still hot, make sure that the food is fully cooked, and all those kinds of things, all 5 of them you'd have to try to adhere to them, because you are returning it onto a hot plate, which officially can cook the thing, and we don't want it to look like cooking. Okay, next thing, how about returning hot food to a warmer? Now, if the warmer has, those official things there, like you close them up and you just slide a tray in and they just stay warm, they have no controls, and so it doesn't look like you're doing any cooking at all. So the good news is a hot food can be returned into a warmer on Shabbos, because there's no controls there. It doesn't appear like any cooking, anything is going on, and you're just returning a hot food to a warmer. That would be allowed. Some rabbis would even allow putting a cold kugel into a warmer on Shabbos. You may want to speak to your rabbi about if you're going to set up your catering or your kiddush or your bar mitzvah thingy that way, but some allow it, some don't, so speak to your rabbi about that, because some would allow putting cold kugel right onto a warmer. Returning things into the inside of an oven that's on in the middle of Shabbos, most rabbis are strict on that, so don't be planning on doing that, on returning something into an oven that's turned on. If you want to put cold food on, let's say, Shabbos morning onto the top of a cholent pot, and the cold food will become warmed up while it's sitting on top of the cholent pot, that doesn't look like cooking. It's a very unusual thing to do. You'd never see anyone doing that in a regular kitchen. So if you do that on a Shabbos kitchen, we know what's going on. It's not cooking. It's an unusual thing that you're doing, and it's not going to give the appearance of cooking, and for that reason it's going to be allowed. So yeah, go ahead and put your cold stuff onto the top of a cholent pot, crock pot, or something like that, and let it warm there all Shabbos morning for the Shabbos lunch. If you want to put cold food onto a hot plate, one of those electric hot plates, and you just want to take a dry kugel and pop it on there, there are rabbis who allow it. Rav Belsky, Alav Shalom, said no, and it's probably safest to be strict with that. If you want to do this, speak to your rabbi about it, because there are rabbis who allow it. More common than not, people say not to do it, so speak to your rabbi if it's something that you'd like to look into. Generally, the answer leans towards no on that one. That's putting cold food onto a hot plate. And again, I mean the electric kind of hot plate. To put it right onto that, it's cold food, and you're popping it on there on Shabbos morning. There are rabbis who allow it. Rav Belsky didn't allow it, and you may want to talk to your rabbi about that detail. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more, and have a good Chodesh. Bye-bye.